If you're a creator or a connoisseur of cross-dressing, transgendered or LGBTQ content, you are certainly in the right place for this rather, how would I say, contentious video. Now, my name is Sophie Summers and I've created somewhere in the region of 250 videos in almost 5 years. So I would consider myself to be a creator. Now, YouTube itself is many things to many people. It is a great source of information, advice and entertainment. For some people, it is a source of income and livelihood, and also gives a sense of community. So it's quite an important place. And as we know, YouTube, being part of Google, is an enormous worldwide brand. Now, I found it very, very difficult to structure this particular video because I'm quite emotional about the content. So please forgive me if I do dart about a little bit unscripted, because I don't use scripts. I like to talk from the heart about things that affect me in one way or another. And to be perfectly honest, over the last 6 months to a year, I've had some rather sleepless nights. Why, you may ask? Well, quite a few of my favourite content creators have just either disappeared, stopped creating content altogether, or just plain given up, not just on this particular platform, but on many other platforms as well. Now, I've reached out to several of them to find out exactly why they want to call it a day or have called it a day. And that, plus some research, has really started to bother me. Now, like most things, particularly debates, I do like to play devil's advocate. So I'm going to be trying to put this video together in a structured way, taking into consideration the 3 areas that are affected by this particular aspect. And that is from my perspective as a creator, from your lovely perspective as a consumer of said content, and also it wouldn't be fair of me if I didn't take YouTube's consideration or my understanding of YouTube's consideration into context as well. Now, what is worrying me? It is these very good channels just plain giving up or disappearing, shutting down, ceasing to create. Why is that? Well, look at it first of all from somewhere that I have most experience, which is as a creator over these last 5 years. As a creator, you put a lot of effort into thinking about content, structuring content, filming content, and editing content. That is no real surprise. Now, when I started off, it was just my camera and me just goofing around, doing a few little bits and pieces and trying to inform people. As time has gone by, I hope I've created more professional type of content, looking better, enhancing my skills, etc., etc. Now, this all costs time, and as we all know, time costs money. Now, won't stop there before you all disappear and shoot off to another channel. I know you're not particularly interested if you are a consumer, because you are probably absolutely fed up with finding content here on YouTube and having to skip through and wait through adverts. And the general response you get is, well, these adverts go to pay for the people that are doing the creating. Well, unfortunately, that is a bit of a misdemeanor, because if my research in any way is anything to go by, most creators in the cross-dressing and transgendered and possibly the LGBTQ genres don't earn a fantastic amount out of the 1,000 video mark that they create. And when I say 1,000 videos, most people get something in the region of maybe 70 pence to £1.40 per 1,000 views. I always stop there because it's actually quite difficult to get 1,000 people to just look at your video. By the time you take tax, etc., etc., out of that, you're not left with a lot. So really, there aren't any well-known, very affluent people who create content in the areas of interest that we have. Now, the surprising thing, or not to me, it's surprising anyway, is that even if you look around the whole of YouTube, there are very, very, very few channels with more than 100,000 subscribers on. Now you say 100,000, wow, that's a lot, and I say it is. But compared to the world population and potential interest, that's nothing, 100,000. Let me put that into context for you. If I take 1/10 of 1%, that's 1/10 of 1% of the world population, I get 9 million. That's 9 million. So I think it would be very, very optimistic of me to say, well, there's potentially 9 million people out there to subscribe to my channel, or anybody else's for that matter. So I said, well, let's just take 1.25 or 1.5% of that 1/10 of 1% of the world population. I'm losing myself here. And that comes to less than 100,000 people, and that is quite frightening. So why is it, I was asking myself, why is it that it's so hard just to get subscribers, let alone anything else? And then all of a sudden, like a light bulb moment, it hit me. Well, for me to get a subscriber, you have to watch the video. And if you're not watching the video, well, I definitely can't get you, or anybody can't get you as a subscriber now, can they? And the answer to that is, of course not. So, I need to delve into one or two very prickly areas. And as a creator, when we put a video up, there are two things we are primarily looking for. Obviously, we've done everything we can to make sure that video is great for you to watch. Then we are in the hands of the bots. AI will go through my thumbnail content, my content actually of the video itself, everything I say, and also look at all the images to see if it complies with the YouTube partner program conditions and, I suppose, advertising guidelines. Woo! Which are freely available for you to read, everybody. Yeah, right. So, the bot goes through everything and it will say, yay, or nay, on these particular symbols here. And the yay or nay means that yes, it's suitable for advertisers, or it's not suitable for advertisers. Now, the scary trend and thought that I was having, that was being substantiated by me personally as well, in the format that my last 10, yes, you did hear that correctly, 10 shorts that I put up as an exercise, which hopefully you've all seen. There's a little plug there. But every single one of those 10 were, dare I say it, not permitted revenue, according to the bot, the AI system. Now, which means that I would have got no revenue. Now, revenue for shorts is like peanuts, pennies, but that's not the point. The point is, it's kind of censored for whatever reason. Now, I have to tick a little box when I upload a video to say that I have checked everything and it's in full compliance with all of the conditions, and there are many of them that the YouTube Partnership Program has. So I've gone through it, I've looked at it intensely, and I can never work out why they are demonetized. So I do the human review request, and lo and behold, maybe 12, 24 hours later, they're good to go. And that leads me to believe that there are, how would I say, an algorithm out there that's a little bit special. Now, I have to, in the balance of fairness, say that YouTube and Google is an enormous worldwide brand. Now, on this globe that we're on, currently I believe there to be somewhere in the region of 69 countries around the world where homosexuality is still illegal. Sad as it may be, it's a fact. Now, Google, as a worldwide brand, have to be careful about what they serve up to certain parts of the world. So there lies a question. in itself, and one that I don't really want to delve into. If you want to find out a bit more about that particular aspect, please just look it up. There are some fantastic, some really fantastic informative videos out there on this particular subject of biasness, or no, just I'll leave it at that. I will leave it at that. So what does this mean? Well, you as a consumer will be flooded with content. What you don't know is whether it's monetized or not monetized. People put videos up on YouTube for many, many, many reasons. Some of them it's because they need and want to earn a living out of YouTube, and that living is being taken away from them quite rapidly, particularly in what I would call grey area subject matters such as cross-dressing, transgendered and LGBTQ content. Now, I don't wish to go on too much about this because it's boring for a lot of people, but it's not. If you support a particular creator here on YouTube, believe me, we are not making much out of this, if anything, to cover any of the expenses for the equipment, etc. But you can help by simply liking the content, by simply subscribing. If you've not, that helps. But if you want to financially contribute to ensure this person continues, and that's the important thing, that they continue, you can put a little super thanks. It's even below this particular video. Or if they run a membership program, just join. It won't cost it'll cost you less than probably half a pint of beer these days if you drink. I don't drink, but I know the price of beer is getting extortionate, or a loaf of bread even. And that will ensure these people who are constantly giving up because it's just not worth the effort that they put in. And believe me, YouTube takes its fair whack out of even membership fees. And so it is a bit of a plea, but I think it's very important, not just for me, but for every single creator out there, that people realise what's involved and why they want to give up, because they're at wit's end. YouTube is a ferocious animal that needs to be fed. Content needs to go up on a regular basis. It needs to be new, interesting, creative. And gosh, that gives you burnout. And that's another issue. The burnout issue has stopped quite a few very, very good creators creating. So if you want to see and continue to see good content on YouTube by so many of these great people, then please do consider even just once in a while helping them out. Because if you don't, you're going to get fed what you're going to get fed. Whether it be AI or whether it be content that's not really of interest or helpful or entertaining to you. So you can either take that with a pinch of salt, take it on board. Either way, I felt very, very compelled to do this particular video. As I say, not just for me, but for every single person that puts any form of content upon YouTube. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very, very much for watching. I will return to normal content, and normal service will be resumed shortly. But thank you very, very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day or evening. Be safe, and as always, stay gorgeous. So until the next time, bye-bye.